Yo, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Pastor Ron. And what's up with Game Day? And welcome to Game Day Gospel. Welcome to Instant Reaction, man. Chelsea United defeated Chelsea 2-1 in the English Premier League. Listen, let me tell you something. This, to me, was probably our best performance the entire year. I've always said our best game, I think, the game that we probably deserve points out of, was the game against Chelsea. I'm sorry, game against Arsenal. But this game was our best performance with an asterisk. Chelsea's garbage. I highly overestimated Chelsea. I thought that they began to turn the corner, began to figure things out, but they're trash. They're trash. And though it was a good performance in terms of energy, in terms of cohesion, in terms of having a style and game plan and playing for a full 90 minutes, but yet we were still lucky to get out of this game. I, I, all you guys who are just sitting here waiting to say, "Oh, well, I told you," Eric Ten Hag is the guy I support. It's the player. It's the player. No, it's not. No, it's not. The reason why we play better against Newcastle is because Newcastle, we parked the bus. In this particular in this particular game, we decided to go forward, playing our front foot. That's the difference. It's a tactic. It's a mentality. It's instruction from our coach. The coach clearly said against Newcastle, sit back and counter. In this particular game, he said, attack. And after the games, in one of the rudest things someone could say to somebody is that Eric Ten Hag said after the game, we know that Chelsea does not like to defend. We know that Chelsea does not like to defend. So therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to do what we can to bring it to them. And yet we only mustered two goals. Two goals from Scott McTominay. Our forwards had, some good runs, but Holland didn't do much. Garnacho is a conundrum because Garnacho, though he's constantly on the ball, but he's like Anthony 2.0. A lot of tricks, a lot of moves, but no quality in finishing. Like you're paid to finish, not to do skill moves. You're paid to finish, not to sit here and do a show up on YouTube. You know, and I think that that's the issue with Garnacho, that he is not. The quality is lacking. He's sloppy. His first touch is off a lot, but he's high energy. He's one of our only direct players where he gets a ton of goals, a ton of movement. So it's, to his credit, he's creating a bit of chaos, but the quality is still not there. The clinical finishing is not there. I hate to say it. Anthony had a couple of decent runs, decent shots, not really on target. I don't think Anthony had anything really on target. He had one shot, I recall it was deflected, and a goalkeeper took care of that lightly. But outside of that, it's a lot of just high energy god, elephant man type movement. So it's, let's keep it 100. And like I said to you guys earlier, a couple of podcasts ago, this coach does not know what he's doing. Because I said last podcast that he needs to have a more defensive midfield because we are constantly getting ran through our midfield. If you notice, when we go forward, our quote unquote CDM, or I guess now he's like a number six, a box to box guy, Scott McTominay, is in every action, every attack. And we have our left back and right back going forward on any attack. So that leaves us back. Our two CBs is normally it's Harry Maguire and whoever else, and one central midfielder. In the past, it'll be Kobe. It would be Erickson, and Erickson can't play that position. This is the reason why, from the very first game of the season against the Wolves, our midfield was a sieve. If you look at the game today, our midfield, they just ran through our midfield. 1-2 passes and they were on the attack. It's just they didn't finish. If you give City, if you give Arsenal, if you give Liverpool those type of finishes, those type of opportunities, it's a wrap. So all of you guys that think, hey, all right, this coach has figured it out. I read somewhere on the internet a master class by Erik Ten Hag. Is he capable of doing a master class, guys? Year and a half, I ain't seen one yet. I've seen a lot of just scrappy prison ball where we're playing FIFA. A lot of Ali 2.0 where it's just I'm finding ways to win, but I have no play style. Let's just rely on talent and hope that we win. And that's the reason why he's had 0 victories away against top 9. And this includes teams like Brentford. Top 9 opponents. So ultimately, I mean, though it was a good performance, I like the energy, I like the style, it shows a level of direction. But I'm not optimistic that it's going to be consistent. Honestly, I think the game that we're going to play Saturday against Bournemouth is going to be a tough game for us. Tougher than Chelsea. Because they're organized, they're compact, they defend. So all this that we did is not going to be as easy for us as today. Furthermore, it has to be concerning the fact that Scott McTominay is our leading goal scorer. That has to cause a little concern because that means our number 10 Bruno's not scoring. He missed a penalty today, by the way, and our 3 forwards, and are not scoring. So this is not sustainable. This whole thing is not a sustainable model for us to go forward. And I think we need to realize what's going on. I'm of course 3 points. I'm happy, but low key it just has given. I think every win gives Ten Hag more of a leash, a longer leash, and more time with the club. And then to hear him say, "Yo, we're not going to have any January signings," is very concerning. It's very concerning because after Bournemouth, it's freaking. We play Bayern at Old Trafford on the 12th, and then we play Liverpool, bro. That's the game. That's the game. So it depends, man. Two losses may change things very, very quickly. So I think it's very crucial for us to be able to identify that, hey, there is some change, there is some progress, and I don't know this whole narrative that we're playing for the coach. The cat's not playing for no coach, bro. I think the bad apple on the team is Marcus Rashford. He's privileged. He's been there forever. He and his family are the ones that are the leaks and that have the issues. That's just my opinion. Because you have guys like Anthony who came out this week talk about how great the coach is, and McTominay gave credit to the coach. These guys just want playing time, bro. These guys want playing time. That's all it is. But the coach, he doesn't know how to coach. Where was this energy? Where was this game plan against Newcastle? The one thing I respect about Ange, homeboy sits there and plays his way. He said, "I live and die the same way. I don't care. I don't care who supports it, who does not support it. This is what I'm going to do." Watch me play the next game completely different. There is no play style. And this narrative where it's, oh, you either back the manager, pause, or you support the players. Nah, it's possible that there's some crappy players, but I've been saying throughout, and the manager sucks as well. It's not picking sides. Just because I'm saying fire Ten Hag, it doesn't mean that I'm saying the players are not culpable. And just because I'm saying I sit here and say, you know what, I support the manager, does that mean it's all on the players? Like we gotta stop trying to divide and conquer. Both can be true. We can have players that need to go, and we also need to get rid of this manager. This manager doesn't know how to deal with people. He's picking fights with Varane, picking fights with now he's tough guy, barring the media. Why don't you consult us? Do you now want to fight the media, bro? Is that what we're doing? ETH. Seriously. So, and I just don't like how Marcus Rashford has been a scapegoat. Marcus Rashford's not the problem with this team. Though I think he may be a league. There's a hierarchy. He's been there forever. He's not why we lost against Newcastle. Because the things that people want to point out in the media about him not running back and him not doing this, him not doing that, he didn't do it last year. Ain't nothing changed. The only thing that changed is the fact the team is losing and he's not scoring goals. So the same things that he was doing last year was jogging back and not really playing that much of a defense. It didn't work out. And can I point out who also didn't run who does not run back and forth for the team as well? Scott McTominay. But do you know why Scott McTominay is not being mentioned? Because he's producing. So this whole narrative about all the players got to train, they got to hustle, they got to run back and forth, they got to play for the badge. Shut up, bro. Nah, it's just whoever's producing can do what they want. It's simple. McTominay does. If you look and you track McTominay, he's lazy. One of the issues he's had, and the reason why folks didn't want McTominay on the squad was because he's lazy and he has low energy and low effort. But all that has been forgiven. You know why? Because he's scoring goals, and Marcus Rashford is an easy scapegoat because he's not scoring goals. But we also don't want to point out the fact. Yes, he's getting paid 300K a week, 350K a week. Marcus has had to play in the middle, has had to play in the left, and has to play on the right. And it's well known that Marcus wants to play on his left, and the coach has allowed Garnacho to take his spot. Is it warranted? Maybe it is. But imagine you being that top guy, the Prince of Man U, and you sit there and have a young boy, 17-year-old, sitting here taking his spot. He's the only guy that has been forced to play all across the front line. And I'm not a Marcus Rashford apologist. I love Rashford. I think he's a great player. I think he's a great winger. I think he's one of the top players in the world. But I also understand that he's playing like crap, so there should be repercussions. But I also understand that he can't be the scapegoat. Don't sit here and say this guy doesn't hustle. Where he's the only guy, I haven't seen any complaining. He's constantly moved on the pitch, playing in a position that's not his preferred position. Did he get upset at Newcastle? I would too. Saturday was cardio, up and down the pitch. So let's come on, guys. Let's be for real. We gotta be fair. We can't sit here and I don't want the narrative to go for, well, that's how the team plays. So Marcus Rashford needs to know the team doesn't need him because the team won without him. You played a bad team. Bro. Let's keep it a buck. So at the end of the day, man, we need to figure things out and decide how we're gonna do this. I really hope and I really pray that things are figured out as soon as possible. I really hope and pray that we're able to get a level of consistency. But I'm just not confident. I'm not confident at all as to what this team's doing, man. So, but it actually was good for a change to be able to watch your team play and see a good quality of play. For me, the man of the match is not was not Scott McTominay. To me, the man of the match was Amrabat. Amrabat, he played a CDM role. Though he was on the island a lot because again, McTominay is a conundrum because he's playing Bruno's role. And if you notice, my guy, if you did the change up in tactics, Bruno played on the left, bro. He was up over there by Garnacho's side. Scotty McTominay, Scotty Holland over here was playing more central, more of a natural 10 role. So it's, I mean, I don't think McTominay's a 10. He don't have the quality um in terms of passing and creativity, but he's always making runs in the box and creating stuff. Um, I don't know what position he is. I don't know. He's not on the wing. He can't play number nine. Like it's very confusing as to what his position really is. But at the end of the day, he's scoring. Hey, since he's scoring, we can't complain. But I think that the issue is we have a bunch of pieces that don't fit. Because Bruno, listen, I think he's a great player, but he may need to go. He may need to go, bro. Let's put somebody else in that position. I don't know who. Because the problem is we have three guys who should be playing Cam. Bruno, Mount, and McTominay. We have three Cams. That's our problem. We have three Cams, two left wingers in Garnacho and Rashford, one guy who wants to play on the right, and that's Anthony, and one number nine. I mean, two number nines if you count Martial. We have, no, I mean, in a CDM and Amrabat, but we have to find a way to have a balanced formation. Because if we don't, we sit here and we don't. We're in trouble. So it was happy that the team was watchable. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're good. Our goal diff is currently at 0. That mind you, Newcastle's at 18 plus 18. The pool's at 20, and the worst is probably Sheffield. Sheffield has a minus 30. Damn. So we're at 0. We're at 0. Even Chelsea's at a +2. Brentford's at a +2. We're at 0. I think that's a good indicator of how good or bad the team is. Is their goal diff. Last year, in the midst of all that we're doing, our goal diff was low. I think our goal diff was like 3. We weren't anything significant. So now, what's going to be interesting is what they do going forward. Do we keep this lineup? Do we keep Rashford on the bench? What are we going to do? If so, do we sell Rashford in January? Hopefully PSG will take him, or like a Real or something, someplace like this, a big time team outside of England. Like like what do we do? Because if this is a great performance and our best game, how do we change up the lineup? So that's why I hate the fact that Rashford had to sit out because now he's a scapegoat. Anthony did like the problem with this team is the coach. He likes these freaking high energy guys. I run myself into the wall. I do all this and knock somebody down. High energy. I go back and forth. That's cool, bro. But we need energy. We need goals. We need vibes, bro. We don't need guys running up and down the pitch all daggone day. That's Anthony. That's these guys just running back and forth, just doing dumb runs and trying to hype the crowd up with a couple of megs and a couple of skill moves and step overs. No, we need goals. We have no scorers. Haaland still hasn't scored a goal. Anthony ain't scored a goal. Rashford had 2, including 1 penalty. Freaking A, man. Get out my face, all y'all that think Man U is bad. This is not a good result because it gives this damn manager more time. We can't sit here with McTominay being our top scorer, bro. Scotty McTominay. He's taking Fred's spot. He's Fred. Fred 2.0 out here making, and then very opportunistic, bro, with these goals. He's like a pro clubs player, bro. They're gonna kick the ball into a defender, try to kick the ball through, but eventually it'll go through. You got Bruno. Bruno reminds me of this guy on our team. I'm not gonna name his name because I know he listens, but he loves to be around the ball all day long like this. It's like a complex that they always want the ball, and because they have the ball at their feet all the time, and constantly controlling the ball like a point guard in the NBA, they're gonna have more numbers. Even though Bruno does more, though his numbers don't reflect it as much, but he does more because he's constantly with the ball at his feet. He's constantly running to the ball and asking for the ball. Like he's freaking a point guard, like he's Luka on the pitch. No, let the game flow. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I'm saying there's one guy in our squad. I'm not gonna say his name. He's the same exact way, bro. Constantly calling for the ball. And he's like, I didn't. And when he get a turnover, I didn't call for the ball. And clearly, you see the soccer ball over his head. It's like a reflex, calling for the ball every single time. Nonetheless, man, I'm happy for the win. 3 points it is. We're close to City. But right now, I'm worried because Arsenal's going to run away with this EPL. Woo! Arsenal is on some smoke. I think, 3 points ahead of Liverpool. This is going to be it's gonna be done by January, man. It's gonna be a crazy run, a crazy season. But tell me what you guys think. Don't forget to follow, to comment, please. I beg you guys, just follow the podcast, comment on the podcast. And I'm also on TikTok. I'm also on Twitter. Let's connect. I appreciate all you guys listening. Thank you for your time. God bless y'all. Peace.